I'm freaking out on it. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how I can get out of it. I'm like, I don't want to go to San Francisco. Like, we only go to San Francisco on Easter Sunday to mass. Like, what do you, like, these guys are talking about going to a show? Like, how did I get the nickname Joe Sib? High school, Westmont High, Campbell, California, Terry Root. My sophomore year, my mom sent me to go live with my dad. Like literally on a Friday, I was going to Harbor High, and literally on Saturday morning, she's like, "You're out of here, and you have to go live with your dad." That was like always a big thing in divorced families. You're gonna have to live with your father. And I was 15 at the time, and just fully immersed in punk rock. So she was trying to like hold the tide from coming in, and I was coming in hot. My dad did this crazy thing. I move in with my dad on a Saturday. And by Monday morning, he brought me into the main office at Westmont High in Campbell, California. He was actually at the time dean at Santa Clara University. And I remember he has his suit on, and we get in the Volvo. And I'm just like a kid in a flannel, shaved head, Levi's, and Vans. That was punk rock in Santa Cruz. That was like, I'm a punker. And the student body at the school I'd gone to in Santa Cruz was super small. And now all of a sudden I was in this massive student body at Westmont High. And it's my first day, and my dad marches me in there to the main office, and he goes, "Hi, I'm Joe Subiondo. This is my son, Joe Subiondo, and he needs to enroll here." And by 9 o'clock, I was already in my first class, and it was wood shop. Every element of kids making bongs and skateboards and everything was in this wood shop. There wasn't a class afterwards. There was their first break, the 10 o'clock break. And I remember I went outside, and I knew no one at this school, not one single person. And I'm just kind of wandering around, and I go wait in line to get like a chocolate milk and a donut. And as I'm sitting there in line, I'm eating, I get out and I sit down, and I'm just kind of sitting on this bench. And this girl rolls over to me, and she has a shaved head and bangs. She has like a jacket on, and she just walks up to him. She's like, "Hey, what's your name?" And I'm like, I'm Joe Subiondo. She's like, "Oh, cool." And she says these words to me. She says, "Do you like punk rock?" And I go, "Yeah." And then she says, "Do you want to meet other people that like punk rock?" That's how innocent it was. That's how just no, hey, where are you from? What's up? How'd you get here? Just, hey, you look like someone that's into punk rock. Do you want to meet more people that are into punk rock? And I say, okay. And she walks me from that bench to this huge quad where all the students are and where all the different groups of students are. They had a huge stage in the middle of this high school. And up on the stage for everybody to see, on the left side, all the dirt heads. Those are the people that were into like Zeppelin, Ted Nugent, all of that. And they're all on one side of the stage. And then on the other side of the stage, over to the right, are all the punk rockers. So you had the punkers, the rockabillys, the goths, the new wave. And they're all on one side of the stage. And what's everyone doing? Smoking. That was the smoking section at Westmont High, the stage. And I'm just walking up there. And as I'm walking up there, it's the first time I've ever seen real punk rock, like dudes with spiky hair, guys with leather jackets, guys with Doc Martens on, guys with mohawks. Like, wow, like this is the real deal. And as I walk up there, this girl, Tina, is introducing me to all of the people. "Hey, this is Joe Subiondo. Oh, cool. He's new. Yeah, hey, man, where are you from?" "I'm from Santa Cruz." "Oh, that's cool." And then this one guy rolls up on me, and he recognized me from being a skateboarder at Winchester Skateboard Park. And his name was Dog Boy. I go, "No way. What's up, Dog Boy?" He's like, "Hey, man." So "I know you. Yeah, what's up?" We start talking with him, and he kind of knew everybody. He's like, "Yeah, this is Joe Subiondo." And at that time, I'm just shaking hands, and this one kid rolls up. I'll never forget it, man. Like he's got like a leather jacket on, no shirt. It's 10 in the morning. No shirt on, leather jacket. He's got head shaved. On the back of his jacket, antipasti. I'm like, damn, dude. He's got Levi's on. He's got his, Doc Martens on. And he rolls up. He's got a skateboard underneath his arm. And they go, Dog Boy goes, "Yo, Terry." Rolls over. He goes, "Yo, Joe, this is my buddy Terry Root." And he's like, "What's up, man?" And he's like this just little dude, but just an energy about him. I'm like, dude, this guy's cool. He's like, "Hey, man, what's up? I'm Terry Root. I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. He goes, what's your name? And I go, I'm Joe Sibiando. He goes, who? I go, no, I'm Joe Sibiano. He goes, nah, you're Joe Sib. Yeah, man, you're Joe Sib. And I go, no, it's Sibiando. Like, there's not even an I in it. It's S-U-B. He's all, nah, dude. Now you're Joe Sib. And okay. And I remember at that moment, like, okay, like not even thinking anything about it. That weekend, it was the first weekend that I was at this new high school, and they were all going up to the On Broadway in San Francisco to see the Circle Jerks, a band that I knew about but never dreamed I'd ever see play live. And this guy Paul's like, yo, bro, Dog Boy's like, yo, we'll pick you up. We're going to the city. I'm freaking out on it. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how I can get out of it. I'm like, I don't want to go to San Francisco. Like, we only go to San Francisco on Easter Sunday to mass. Like, what do you, like, these guys are talking about going to a show? Like, what is it? They kept saying, we're going to the city to a show. I don't know what they're talking about. The city, a show, what on Broadway, what are they talking about? And I remember my dad, he was a college professor. He was a teacher. He'd been around students. So punk rock to him had already, in a strange way, kind of come and it was on its way out. So he'd been to England, to Piccadilly Circuit. You know, he knew all of that scene. So to him, seeing these kids wasn't weird at all. And I remember I'm trying to tell him, you know, I'm like, Dad, they're talking about going to San Francisco. And, you know, my mom wouldn't let me go anywhere, you know. But my dad said, oh, Joe, it'd be great. You go up to San Francisco. You have a great time. And I'm like, Dad, they're talking about like driving in a car with one of the kids. Of course, I'm not driving you up there. You go up there. I'm like, Dad, you don't understand the show they're talking about. It's not even going to start till like 10 or 11. And like, we won't get back to, you won't get back till maybe 3, 4 in the morning. Cause you know, you go see the bands and then you get food afterwards. Like, and I'm just going, I can't even believe he's not only talking about me going, but taking it to like 4 in the morning. Like, what is going on? And I remember this kid, Joe Trumpeter, comes to the house and my dad answers the door, and this kid, Joe Trumpeter, all spiked out, leather jacket on, GBH. She's like, hey man, is Joe Sib here? And my dad's all, who? He's all, is Joe Sib here? I come to the door, I go, and I talk to Joe, and he's like, yeah, man, we're all going to the city. Are you in? And before I can say no, my dad's like, oh, Joey will love it. It'll be great. You go, pick him up. He's going to love it. Sure enough, door shuts. I'm sitting there at the kitchen table with my dad. And he's like, Joey, this is great. Like, you're at a new school. This is what you came here for. You're making friends. You know, they call you Joe Sib. That's so funny. And I go, yeah. He goes, yeah, I don't know. They gave me a nickname, I guess. And he goes, oh yeah, don't worry about it. Nicknames never last. No one's going to call you Joe Sib. Like, and you know, here I am, you know, staring at 6-0 and I'm still Joe Sib. I remember the car showed up that night, muscle car, jumped in the back. There's all these punkers in there, and we made our way up to San Francisco. They were drinking beers. I remember someone offered me a beer and my answer was, I'm not thirsty. They just looked at me like, what is this guy? We're sitting there in a parking lot. I'm drinking my first 40 of Mickey's Big Mouth. It tasted like someone went and mowed the lawn and put it all of these skunks. And I remember I was like, how does anyone even finish this? Got my first clove cigarette in the parking lot. Went in that night, saw the Circle Jerks. Didn't get home till 4 in the morning. I remember the newspapers for the San Jose Chronicle or whatever it was. I remember the guy was throwing the newspapers out, and I was like, I heard the birds. You know, when you go to bed so late, you hear the birds waking up. And I'm laying there in my bedroom, and I'm hearing all these noise, and I just was like, what? Like, did this really just happen? And that was the beginning of me going and seeing bands every single weekend.